Hello and welcome back to my journey through the Blepharospasm. So in this video today I'll discuss about how did it progress and where did it start. Many of you are asking me, how did it start? Did it just happen in one day? Let me begin with my story. I have two kids. So when it started, I had a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. I was I used to keep myself very busy. I'm a very fiercely independent person, never asking for help, and do everything by myself. And I want to experience everything firsthand. And so I used to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, go to the gym, then come back by 6:30, get my kids ready, drop them at school, go to work, 8 hours of work, come back home, pick them up while coming, go pick up groceries, come back home, cook, and household chores, keep the house clean, all of these things, and spend time with my kids and take them to the activities or park, spend time with the family. Then I used to sleep at 8:30 or 10 o'clock. And every single moment, every single minute, I was thinking of what next? What time is it to do the next thing? Where should I be right now? What time should I start? I was never living in the moment. Never ever. And this continued for about 4 years. 4 years, yes. So I was always in a state of stress, fight or flight, never resting, never relaxing. Even on Saturdays and Sundays, I never relaxed. I will have created my own family activities or any other volunteering activities. So even on Saturdays and Sundays, I was always on to something. So it started with my eyebrows raising. So I used to do a lot of that, and suddenly one fine day my husband noticed it and said, "Why are you raising your eyebrows so much?" I was like, "Am I? I didn't know that." And I started consciously watching myself. So I was raising my eyebrows when I was dealing a lot with my children, because they are super energetic, very active kids, very fun-loving, adventurous. And I was always watching them and answering their questions and making sure all they ask for or everything they want is fulfilled, and always making sure they are safe, or providing for the family, cooking, doing all my chores. So those were the stressful times when I saw my eyebrows were raising a lot. So eyebrow raising is an indication that your eyebrow muscles are actually raising to keep your eyelids open, since they are connected. So I'm actually indirectly using my eyebrows to keep my eyes open. That was when my eyelids want to close, but subconsciously my brain wants to keep my eyelids open, but it is actually using my eyebrows to keep them open. This I came to know only later when I started exercising on all the different facial muscles. But slowly after that, it became nose twitching. So I started doing that, or raising my cheeks a lot. These were all the moments I was either raising the eyebrows or doing that a lot. This became so much at some point, probably in 2019. I went to a doctor, a neurologist, and he said, he took an MRI and said, "You're all perfectly normal. Everything is good with you. I don't see anything. Probably you have Mage syndrome." Because all of these, they don't really have any tests. They just look at you, the symptoms, and they say it's something, it might be this. Nobody knows what exactly it is, how does it start, how to cure. There are no medicines. I was on the anxiety pills, stress pills, I think, to relax myself, but it only made me worse. For about a month I was on the medication, and it was keeping me drowsy, or it was keeping me very slow, whereas my mind want to race, do things, cope up with my kids, take them to the activities. I was taking the pills, but I was not relaxing at all. Even though my body is asking me to relax because of the pills, I am still keeping up with my activities, and it made my life miserable. Then after going through all of this for 4 years, we decided to move to Canada, and that was when we sold our house, we quit our jobs, we moved, and that was the coronavirus was just picking up. We moved to Canada. We were in a quarantine in just one small room with me, myself, my husband, kids. We were all quarantined when we moved to Canada. Then for 14 days, I was in one small room with my kids. Of course, myself too. I am energetic, and so are my kids. So their energetic voices and screams, and none of us really liked it, but we survived it. The small room where we just can't go out anywhere, that's when my eyelid blinking became rapid. This was in August 2020, and slowly, so I was doing a lot of that. It was getting very difficult for me to keep my eyes open for long. And it was in October 2020 when everything, my brain gave up and said, this is enough. You're killing yourself. And so my eyes were totally shut off. I didn't know what it was in the beginning, neither did my husband. And we went to a family's physician, PCP, and then I had to wait until March to get to a neurologist. That was a very long waiting list. So from October, November, December, January, February, March, I was on my own for 6 months trying to figure out what is happening, how to do, when do I get to see the neurologist. I was just living my life, living a blind life. Functionally blind is what we call it. Opening eyes was very difficult. Breathing also became very difficult. So I was either shallow breathing, or I would totally forget breathing. I would just be doing something, and when I suddenly realized I wasn't breathing at all for a long time. I don't know how did I survive. How does anybody survive like that? Or the breathing was very irregular. That's it. I was living like that. Or that was my condition of breathing. My eyes are closing now because the breathing, I'm managing all my symptoms based only on breathing. So gradually the eyes closure became the face crunching. All the muscles were pulling in closer. In 6 months, from October to March, I saw that my face was totally different. After this video, I'm going to share some of the pictures where I had half my eyes open, or my husband never encouraged me to save any pictures or videos, but I tried to pull up a couple of them. So after the facial changes, how did I open my eyes? I was either using a lot of that to open my eyes, or if my eyes were closed, I was using my fingers to open my eyes. I had all the breathing difficulties. And after all this, I was still not resting because I didn't know what was happening and how to deal with it. It was a state of struggle, a lot of it. I was always in the fight or flight, coping up with it. And then it came to the jaw and the tongue. When I was eating, I would go that, or I was doing that to keep my eyes open. I don't know how did that work or how it was happening, but I was just doing that. And then slowly I started using my neck muscles. I was doing that to see from my drooping eyelids. Thank God, through all of this, I had my husband closely watching me. And he was warning me, saying, you're using your neck, or you're raising your eyebrows a lot, or he would warn me on the different progressions or different changes that were slowly happening in me. I couldn't even touch my tongue to the lips. If I did that, my face would crunch. So actually, when I'm trying to show you all this, my eyes are closing shut again. Like I said, it is not completely gone. I still have it. I'm still working on them, and it will take some more time. So more challenges. I couldn't look at the mirror, or I couldn't look at the phone or any screens, TV. I couldn't put on the makeup. When I touch my cheekbones or my eyes during for the eye makeup or the lips, anything, I was totally in spasms. Touching was a nightmare. If one spasm was slowly, when I started working on the Dr. Feria's techniques, I think I started it in November 2020. So slowly, when I started working on the spasms and the symptoms one after the other, if I was working on one thing, another would pop up. So it was a continuous struggle of one thing after the other, and dealing with one thing after the other. Looking at people and their faces and talking to them, looking into their eyes was a very big challenge. I'm thankful I had friends who were totally taking it easy. Nobody was judging me. Nobody was looking at me with curiosity. What is happening to this girl? I am really thankful in my life I had such kind of friends in Canada. And even to this day, sometimes I get nightmares. What is a nightmare for me is suddenly waking up in the middle of the night. In the dream, I would have my eyes closed shut, and I was struggling to open my eyes, and that's a nightmare for me even to this day. Like I already mentioned in my first video, talking and listening was always a challenge with my eyes open. And to be in a regular conversation with a person is a dream. It was a dream. And so how did I deal with all of them? Once I started Dr. Feria's techniques, I mean he will also have educational videos on his platform where he will ask you to note down all the challenges. So I noted down all the challenges like he suggested. I separated all the challenges: eyes, eyelids, oromandibular, cervical dystonia, and I started working on one thing at a time. So 30 minutes I would be working on only the eyelids. After 3 or 4 hours I would be working on just the oromandibular. After 3 to 4 hours I would be working on just the eyelids or eyes or cervical or the neck. So it won't take too long. It's just establishing the connections, the neuroplasticity, right? And all of them are separate sessions. So I couldn't mix two things together, opening the eyelids and smiling. So I had to do the smiling exercises with eyes closed. I had to do the eyelid exercises separately without smiling. Then slowly, gradually, after a couple of months, I started to mix and match, just like we do for dressing. So then it would be, it looks funny, but it would be the eyes and the eyelids together, or three at a time. After a few more months, it is still a little difficult for me doing it right now. So all of this, that's how I started working on them. Then every single day, breathing, meditation, and walking are a must. There is absolutely no skipping of these, because breathing, even to this day, if I am able to manage my symptoms, it is just based on breathing. So yesterday I was looking at my symptoms, the other videos that I posted. I see that every single video I was consciously breathing, and based on the breathing, I am able to talk, look at the camera, think, and deliver. So I have, breathing is the platform, it is the foundation on which we work or we manage the symptoms. I will share more of my breathing tips in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.